Today's video is on what exactly should be the tonality of pitches for investors. Now let's understand, what do I mean by investor pitching? Investor pitching means I am probably a startup and I need funds to launch my campaign, or I have reached a certain level in my product life cycle and now I want to expand, or now I want to diversify. That is, maybe make different types of products, maybe create variations within the product, and I think if I have enough investment, I can go ahead with that business decision. Okay, now we take the scenarios one by one. Let's say for the first scenario, that is, I am a startup. Now, how does a startup fund? Well, one, I have bootstrapping. That is, I have money, I have some savings, and now I have invested my savings, and we'll see how things go. Second is, I have minimum savings, or I have savings but I don't want to use my savings. So what is the next thing I will do? I will take a loan. Now every bank has different types of criteria for taking loans. Some you have to mortgage something, some maybe your last takeaway salary is more than enough for you to get a loan. So depending upon that. Third is investors. I want some investors to invest in my startup. Now here's the thing, who are these investors? Are they always sitting with money waiting for someone like me to have a great idea and say, oh, you have a great idea, I will invest and let's now make a great product? Pretty much so. Okay, investors are people who probably have their own businesses, but they are also people who understand market very well. They understand the product life cycle very well. They understand if this product is launched in this particular market, I will make more money. What are we all doing with our savings? We are investing, right? We either invest in mutual funds, or we invest in savings account, or we invest in various insurance policies. Why do we do that? We do that because we want the money to multiply after a certain number of years. That's what investors do. They do not go the traditional way, but they invest in products, in new technology that enhances a product or launching a new product. Now, why would they do that? Because there is an upper limit if I think of mutual fund returns. There's an upper limit if I think of my insurance returns. There is no upper limit, right? There is no upper limit if I think of investing in a startup. Why? Because the quantity that I get in terms of return is always a percentage, and percentage is always a part of the entire profit or revenue, whatever is the terms of condition. Mostly it's revenue, right? Now that's a little bit profiling of who are the people who are investors, or what exactly do they do. The second part of it is, how do I pitch to them? How do I track them is pretty much, you can Google search it, and there are directories for investors. There are some websites that has getting investor is more about contacting, networking. LinkedIn is there, but getting investor, figuring out, okay, I have these two investors, these are the guys who regularly invest in your startups, but how do I convince them that invest in my startup, because I will ensure you get higher returns? What is the first thing as a startup owner I will do? I have to see what is my product. Okay, let's say I'm launching a new variant of shampoo. Yeah. Now shampoo is kind of an FMCG. That is something which is consumer good, fast moving consumer good. That is, I don't expect somebody to wait for 5 years or 7 years before you get a return on your shampoo investment, right? But why will anybody buy my shampoo over some other shampoo? Because I have certain products, certain features which are very niche, or which is a problem that the masses are facing and nobody has catered to the problem, because there's a wide space and now I have identified the requirement and I've created a product that caters to that requirement. Okay, so that's one. Second, what is the price range? Which are the places where I'm targeting it? The location, who is the target audience? What is my promotional plan? What are the chances, or how am I convincing them that, with this target audience, if I do social media, if I do digital, then the response will be better than going for print or TVC or outdoors. Okay, so all this is part of your pitch. What am I doing? I'm convincing someone that I have data, I have logic, and I'm telling you that if I do this with my product, it will give me returns. That's one. Second is, I already have a product. Now I'm thinking that if somebody invests a little more on this product, maybe I can reach to bigger markets. Yeah, why? Because I have just spent 2 years in the market and I don't have that kind of revenue or extra cash to invest again. So if I get some help, if I get some investors, how will I convince that person? Innovation, everybody invests in innovation. Do you know why? Because innovation does not wipe out. It took years for desktops, the old monitors to change to LCD type screens. It took years. So innovation does not change overnight. I'm using a phone as a camera to record this video. This has come here, and this technology is here to stay. Otherwise, previously we used to have handycams, right? And we would record everything through handycams. So technology is here to stay. So another way in which a very strong point is technology. If you can convince a technology, or you can create a technology which will add oodles of value to your product, then your chances of getting an investment is high. Now, how do I get the technology? Well, that is skill set, that is knowledge, that is experience, right? What is the guarantee nobody else will use it? That is where we have patents, right? I have created the technology. If you want to use the technology, I will give it to you, but you will have to pay me because it is my patent, right? So, very basic video on pitch presentations for your investors, and very different. This, I wouldn't say the presentation would be very different than what you do when you want to get new clients, but yes, it should be more data centric, it should be more fact based, and investors are guys who are always reading, they know what's going on. So hard hitting presentations really work well, right? And definitely very, very involved and very matured in the language and in the tonality, in the look and feel, everything. So here's wishing all the startups all the best for your next investor pitch, and let's just get going and let's start talking more about this. And to all the Gen Z millennials, not millennials, but Gen Z guys and girls who climb the ladder, think of exploring this different way of innovating, a way of investing than the traditional ones. I think you guys should work as partners with the startups rather than investors. Okay, do let me know, and I shall be back soon with another video. Take care, bye bye, have fun.